Hello everybody, my name is Dan Allen 117. Today we've got our box in of Eldritch Moon plus 3 additional booster packs. The 3 additional booster packs is because the site I order from, if you get $100 or more on your order, then you get free shipping. So that's why it's going to be 3 extra. And that's okay because you never know, that might give us an opportunity to get an extra mythic. Let's get this out of here. I'm going to opt not to tell you guys where I order from just because I don't want to spoil anybody else's business. Alright, so here we got the box. Here's the 3 booster packs. I kind of like how they package those. Alright, get those all out of the way. That's really nifty, I like that. Here I was just expecting to get in a packaging envelope. I gotta say, I really like the color choice purple for this set. My favorite color personally, but that's just me. I also just love this set in general, how it's kind of like a mix of Transylvanian horror with cosmic horror. A lot of people are actually kind of upset about it just because, you know, people are getting a little over the Eldrazi because they've been in the last several sets. And, you know, they do kind of just ruin everything, but, you know, that's just how it is. But I like them. Alright, so we got 39 booster packs here. Let's get to opening them. For anybody who doesn't know the anatomy of a Magic the Gathering booster pack, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 commons. I think there's a holo in this pack. There's actually supposed to be 9. But then you'll have your 3 uncommons. We have Repel the Abominable, I think. Yep, Repel the Abominable. Gnarlwood Dryad. Ride Down. Holy shit. Wow. And our first rare is actually Liliana, the Last Hope. We got a mythic in one of our 3 extra booster packs. I was not expecting that to happen. Okay, so let's see if I can get the glare out of the screen. Come on, phone, work with me. See, I used the phone last time because it had better focus, but now it's just not wanting to work. What? Okay. It's kind of hard to read there. It does have small text since it's a planeswalker, but anywho, let's see if we can adjust this just a little bit so that it's not going to be so bad. It might just be the small text. Just having a hard time with it. I don't know. That or it could be my desk. My desk might just be the whole problem here. But anyway, we have Liliana the Last Hope. +1. Up to 1 target creature gets -2, -1 until your next turn. -2. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And then -7, you get an emblem with at the beginning of your end step. Put X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield, where X is 2 plus the number of zombies you control. I love this card, and it will be going in my zombie deck with Relentless Dead. That's a no-brainer. Then our uncommon is Shrill Howler. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we go. Shrill Howler. 2 casting cost, 3/1. Creatures with power less than Shrill Howler's power can't block it. And pay 6 to transform Shrill Howler into Howling Chorus. Creatures with power less than Howling Chorus power can't block it. And whenever Howling Chorus deals combat damage to a player, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield. Really good one. And this is actually a really awesome rare that... See, and then they did this in Shadows over Innistrad too, where for some reason some people are getting additional cards in the holo slot, but they're not actually holos. And I'm confused about that. But anyway, I really wanted to get this card. It's Valdaran Pariah, 5 casting cost, 3/3 flying. Sacrifice 3 other creatures to transform it, and you can pay madness cost for 3. Transforms into Abolisher of Bloodlines, 5/6 flying. When this creature transforms into Abolisher of Bloodlines, target opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. So it's kind of pay for it, and then you make your opponent pay for it as well. It's a really cool card. Also out of this set, there's a couple mythics I'm really hoping to get. I don't think there's hardly any mythics in this set except for Assemble the Gatewatch that I would be upset about getting, just because it's really not that useful. But I'm really hoping to get cards like Tree of Perdition, also Gisela, the Broken Blade, and the last 2 boxes of Shadows over Innistrad I got an Avacyn in both of them. So I have pretty high hopes for getting a Gisela in this box, but we'll see. Anyway, our first uncommon in the next pack is Shreds of Sanity, Lashweed Lurker, Spreading Flames, and our rare is Eternal Scourge, also a really good one. You may cast Eternal Scourge from exile, 3/3 casting cost for 3, and when it becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, exile it. So, really nice card there. Our transform card is Midnight Scavengers, and this is one of the new meld cards. I've really been looking forward to these. But it's really cool how each half of the card that they meld into is on each one of them. I really like how this just makes one big card. I'm a fan of that. But anyway, Midnight Scavengers, 5 casting cost 3/3. When Midnight Scavengers enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. And then it transforms into, I don't remember the name of this card, but it's Haste and Menace, 5/6. When Chittering Host, that's what it's called, enters the battlefield, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain Menace until end of turn. That's a really awesome card. I like that. So the first 2 packs that aren't even part of the booster box have already been really awesome. I can't complain. I love this set more than almost any other set that they have released in Magic thus far. I bought the crap out of Shadows over Innistrad. I literally bought 2 booster boxes, a bunch of loose booster packs, and I bought 6 fat packs, if that tells you anything. So let's skip to the uncommons. First uncommon is Campaign of Vengeance, Courageous Outrider, Vexing Scuttler. Our rare is Ulvenwald Observer, 6 casting cost 6/6. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 greater dies, draw a card. Not too bad. It's not amazing, but it's not too bad. Our transform card, Kessig Prowler, 1 casting cost 2/1. That's good in and of itself. Pay 5 to transform it into Sinious Predator. Sinious Predator can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. 4/4. I love this set, and I love these transform cards. Okay, now let's move on to the actual box boosters. So we've already got 1 mythic, so I'd say potentially we can get up to 7 mythics in this one opening video, but we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case, but in my last booster box that I opened in my other video for Shadows over Innistrad, I did pull 6 mythics, and that was just with the booster box packs. I didn't open anything else. Our first uncommon of this pack, Nephalia Academy. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard a card, you may reveal that card and put it on top of your library instead of putting it anywhere else. I just wanted to read that because that's a really good card. Also, there's another uncommon in this set I'm hoping to get, but we'll get to that in a minute. Our rare for the pack is Thalia Lancers. 5 casting cost 4/4. First strike. When Thalia Lancers enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a legendary card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. That is awesome. And our transform card, another Midnight Scavengers. So cool. I like this. And there goes my headset. That's fine. I need to get a new one anyway. I paid $10 for it at Goodwill, so I'm not too upset about it. Okay. Next pack, our first uncommon, Fury Blade Vampire. Subjugator Angel. This is the one that I was talking about just 2.5 ago. This is an amazing uncommon card, and I'm surprised it's not rare. 6 casting cost 4/3 flying. When it enters the battlefield, tap all creatures your opponents control. This and Eldrazi Displacer are broken as hell, and I don't know why this isn't a rare. Crop Sigil. Another Eternal Scourge. Not too upset about that. Is a good card. Graph Rats. Here's the other half of Chittering Host. 2 casting cost 2/1 at the beginning of your combat. In the beginning of combat on your turn, if you both own Graph Rats and a creature named Midnight Scavengers, exile them and meld them into Chittering Host. And here is the top half of Chittering Host. I love these cards. They're amazing. We actually got a foil on this one. Mercurial Geists. 4 casting costs, 1/3 flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Mercurial Geist gets +3/+0 until end of turn. That's a good card. And it's a holo. I like holos. I don't get those very often. And after this, I'm going to take 2.5 just to search out Liliana again, because I would like to separate my mythics so I can show you at the end of the video what all I got. But I think you would appreciate that too. Alright, our first uncommon, Slayer's Cleaver. Second, Weaver of Lightning. Third, Clear Shot. And our rare, also an awesome card, Elderdeep Fiend. 8 casting cost 5/6 with Flash, Emerge cost for 7, and when you cast Elderdeep Fiend, tap up to 4 target permanents. That is also an awesome card. I am in love with this set so much, it's not even funny. Alright. Our flip card is Smoldering Werewolf, 4 casting cost 3/2. When Smoldering Werewolf enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Pay 6 to transform it. Turns into Erupting Dreadwolf. And whenever Erupting Dreadwolf attacks, deals 2 damage to target creature or player, 6/4. Have I mentioned I love these cards? Alright, let's figure out where the hell Liliana went. Really shouldn't mix those all together so that I know where those go, because I'm actually going to use them later. Well, I'm going to use a lot of these cards later. I'm probably going to build a couple new decks just out of this box. Alright. Next pack. Okay. First uncommon, another Nephalia Academy. Second card, Murder. Awesome destroy card. Third, Deranged Whelp. Yay! Our next mythic is Tree of Perdition. I was hoping to get this card. 4 casting costs, 0/13 Defender. Tap to exchange target's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. This is going to combo so well with my Triskaidekaphobia cards, it's not even funny. Alright. Our next transform card is a Grizzled Angler. 3 casting cost, 2/3. Tap, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then if there's a colorless creature card in your graveyard, transform Grizzled Angler. Transforms into Grizzly Angler Fish. 4/5. Pay 6. Creatures your opponents control attack this turn if able. That is also amazing. Oh, I love this set. And so we've got 2 mythics so far, and they're both cards that I was very interested in getting. So I can't complain. I would say that my hopes for getting Giselle the Broken Blade in this box is pretty high. Just the way things are going. Alright, first uncommon in the next pack, Graph Harvest. Peace of Mind. Noose Constrictor. And Soul Separator, also one that I was hoping to get. This box is not disappointing today. 3 casting cost artifact, pay 5 and tap, sacrifice Soul Separator, exile target creature card from your graveyard, put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1. It's a spirit in addition to its other types, and it has flying. Put a black zombie creature token onto the battlefield with power and toughness equal to the exiled card's power and toughness. That's amazing. Our next transform, Ulvenwald Captive. 2 for 1/2, Defender. Tap to add a mana to your mana pool, and pay 7 to transform Ulvenwald Captive into Ulvenwald Abomination. 4/6, and tap for 2 colorless mana. Awesome. This is the least disappointing box I think I'm ever going to buy, because I actually feel like I have a use for more than just the rares and the mythics in this set. And it just keeps continuing to not disappoint me. Okay, our first uncommon, Rise from the Grave. Insatiable Gorgers. Dusk Feaster. And Collective Brutality. 2 casting cost sorcery. Escalate, discard a card. Choose 1 or more. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose an instant or sorcery card from it, and that player discards that card. Target creature gets -2/-2, or target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This is madness fuel right here. You're paying 2 mana, and you have the opportunity to discard cards so that you can cast them for their madness costs. What's to dislike there? Anyway, our next transform, another Kessig Prowler. I think the only thing that would upset me about this box is if I didn't find a Gisela. I'm also really hoping to get an Emrakul as well, but, you know, I can't get all the mythics in one box. That's just how it works. Okay. Next uncommon, Geist of the Lonely Vigil, Dusk Feaster, Chilling Grasp, and our rare is Wharf Infiltrator. Also a good one. 2 casting cost 1/1. Skulk. Whenever Wharf Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2. If you do, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi Horror creature token onto the battlefield. Awesome and really good with Thing in the Ice. Got another Midnight Scavengers. Alright. This is probably the best box I've ever opened. And I say that because I haven't opened a box of Eternal or Modern Masters. But anyway, our next uncommon is Ruthless Disposal, Courageous Outrider, Weaver of Lightning, and our rare is Collective Defiance. 3 casting cost sorcery, escalate 1 colorless mana, generic mana. There's a difference now. Choose 1 or more. Target player discards all cards in his or her hand, then draws that many cards. Collective Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature, and Collective Damage deals 3 damage to target opponent. Awesome card. Our next transform, another Midnight Scavengers. And we got a Hollow Spring Sage Ritual. 4 casting cost instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and you gain 4 life. Not bad. I wish there was a way to make these box opening videos go a little bit faster, but oh well. Unfortunately, I like for you guys to actually see what I get as I get it. Okay, our first uncommon is Abandon Reason, Insatiable Gorgers, Scour the Laboratory, and Iskanograph Widow. Now, this is one of the mythics I was actually going to be a little upset about getting. Not because it's bad per se, but because it has no place in Standard. It really doesn't. Anyway, 5 casting cost 3/5 with Reach. Get the focus on there. Come on. I've been ignoring this most of the video too, so it's probably really bad right now. Okay. Reach. Delirium. When Iskanograph Widow enters the battlefield, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, put 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens with Reach onto the battlefield. Then pay 7. Target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. Again, this just doesn't really have any place in Standard, and it's not because it's a bad card. There just aren't that many spiders in Standard that support it. And most of them that do cost 4 or 5 mana anyway. But anyway, our next transform, Lone Rider, another really good one. 2 for 1/1, first strike and lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, transform Lone Rider into It That Rides as 1, and that is my favorite name of any card in this set, to be honest. First strike, trample, lifelink, 4/4. Not a bad card at all. And here's another instance of getting a random additional card that isn't a hollow in the back. Another Valdaran Pariah. I don't get how they're giving me extra cards that aren't hollows. It's weird. But, and, you know, they did the same thing in Shadows over Innistrad. I had it happen multiple times. It even happened in my video, I think, for the box. But anyway, our next uncommon is Unsubstantiate. Another Subjugator Angel. Can't complain about that. Chilling Grasp. And another Mythic, Nahiri's Wrath. 3 casting cost sorcery as an additional cost to cast Nahiri's Wrath. Discard X cards. Nahiri's Wrath deals damage equal to the total converted mana cost of the discard cards to each of up to X target creatures and or planeswalkers. That is amazing. I love it. Okay. Our next transform card, Smoldering Werewolf. And a hollow, Stitcher's Graft. 1 costing cast, artifact. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 whenever equipped creature attacks. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. And whenever Stitcher's Graft becomes unattached from a permanent, sacrifice that permanent. It's not amazing, but it's decent. It has its place. And it's a hollow, so not upset. Alright. Our next uncommon, Haunted Dead, Emrakul's Influence, Liliana's Elite, And Impetuous Devils. 4 casting cost, 6/1, trample haste. When Impetuous Devils attacks, up to 1 target creature defending player controls blocks it this turn if able. At the beginning of your instep, sacrifice Impetuous Devils. Our next transform card, Conduit of Storms. Whenever Conduit of Storms attacks, add 1 red mana to your mana pool at the beginning of your next main phase this turn. 2/3, and pay 5 to transform it. Conduit of Emrakul. Whenever Conduit of Emrakul attacks, add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool at the beginning of your next main phase this turn, and a 5/4. And we got a holo this pack. Thalia Heretic Cathar. Can't talk. A rare, so that's cool. 3 casting cost, 3/2, first strike. Creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. That is amazing. I have yet to find a reason to be upset about buying this box. Except, of course, that Iskana, which I coincidentally threw in the pile of everything else because I'm not happy about it. But, again, can't get them all. Alright, first uncommon, Haunted Dead, Campaign of Vengeance, Hamlet Captain, and another Impetuous Devils, and another Shrill Howler. Alright, now we're starting to double up on cards pretty good. I don't like that. But we still got over half the box to go, so it's all good. Alright, our next uncommon, Nebelgast Herald, Geist of Archives, Markov Crusader, and our rare is Heron's Grace Champion. 4 for 3/3, flash lifelink. When Heron's Grace Champion enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1, gain lifelink until end of turn. That's a good card. And another Midnight Scavengers is our transform. Alright, I guess I better dig out the Iskana so I can put it with the Mythics. I don't know where it went. Screw it. Just keep a mental note that we have 3 Mythics so far. No, we have 4, because I lost another one in there. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, our next uncommon, Savage Alliance, Morn Willow. Oop, that's weird. Markov Crusader. And our rare is Identity Thief. 4 casting costs 0/3. When Identity Thief attacks, you may exile another target non-token creature. That's awesome because you can do it to your opponent's creatures. If you do, Identity Thief becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn. Return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. That's really awesome. This is weird. This card got put in here upside down. Okay. And our transform is Vildenpack Outcast. 5 casting costs, 4/4, trample. Pay 1 to pump it. And 7 to transform it. Ignore that for a second. Dronepack Kindred. Trample 5/7 and pay 1 to give it +1/+0. And we got Giselle the Broken Blade, which I noticed after I moved the rare out of the way. 4 casting cost, 4/3. Flying first strike lifelink. There's nothing to be upset about right there. At the beginning of your instep, if you own and control both Gisela and Bruna, you can transform it into Brazella, Voice of Nightmares. And that is seriously the most horrifying art for a card I have ever seen in my entire life. Out of the way. Oh, I can't say I'm unhappy with this box at all. I've gotten almost everything out of this box I was hoping to get and more. Except Emrakul, but we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. Anyway, our next uncommon, Graft Harvest. Vexing Scuttler. Faith Unbroken. And our rare is Oath of Liliana. Can't say I'm really happy about that, because I just don't like the Oath cards that much. But 3 casting cost legendary enchantment. When Oath of Liliana enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. That's good at least. At the beginning of each instep, if Planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control this turn, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Now, my problem with this is how many Planeswalkers are you really going to be casting by the time before this ever gets destroyed in order to make any good use of it? I don't know. It's a little too much for me. But our transform card is Curious Homunculus. 2 casting cost 1/1. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only on instants and sorceries. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 more instants or sorceries in your graveyard, transform Curious Homunculus into Voracious Reader. 3/4 with prowess, and instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's really awesome because it doesn't require you to spend any more mana to get that reduce in cost for your instants and sorceries. It just happens. So that's probably one of the best quote-unquote mana dorks that I've seen in a while for something like that. But anyway, our next uncommon, Lunar Force, Deranged Whelp, Somberwald Stag, I almost said that wrong, and Collective Effort. I've gotten all the effort cards, I think. 3 casting cost sorcery, escalate, tap and untap creature you control. Choose 1 or more, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, destroy target enchantment, or put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. Awesome card. Another Ulvenwald Captive. So we're only halfway through this box now, so we still have a potential to get at least 2 or 3 more mythics. And I'm hoping we do. We've gotten 5 so far. And one of those was outside of the box. So odds are in our favor. Alright, next is Repel the Abominable, Whispers of Emrakul, another Lashweed Lurker, and Bloodhall Priest. Whenever Bloodhall Priest enters a battlefield or attacks, if you have no cards in hand, Bloodhall Priest deals 2 damage to target creature or player, Madness for 3, and it's a 4 casting cost 4/4. Our Transform is another Grizzled Angler. The only thing I'm upset about right now is I still haven't seen a Bruna. I need one of those to make this Bruna thing, the Brizella thing, work. That's okay. I'm pretty sure we'll find it in this box. Our next uncommon is Blood Mist, Clear Shot. I know the focus is horrible on this. Vexing Scuttler, and another Soul Separator. Starting to double up on rares, that is not a good thing. And Ulvenwald Captive is our Transform card. Okay. Next uncommon, Lunar Force. Can I get this to focus in? No? Okay, that's fine. Foul Emissary, Geist of Archives, and Emrakul's Evangel. This is a decent one. 3 casting cost 3/2. Tap, sacrifice Emrakul's Evangel. I wish this would cooperate. Back up a little more. You know, and I was hoping this problem would be fixed because I'm not using my webcam. But it turns out the webcam is just as bad. I think it has something to do with my desk. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry, guys. But Emrakul's Evangel, 3 casting cost 3/2. Tap, sacrifice Emrakul's Evangel on any number of non-Eldrazi creatures. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield for each creature sacrificed this way. Not bad. And another Graph Rat. And we got a Hollow Velden Pack Outcast. All good things. Alright. Next. Geist of the Lonely Vigil. Somberwald Stag. Vampire Cutthroat. And Mausoleum Wanderer. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I give up. Mausoleum Wanderer. 1 cost and cast 1/1 with flying. Whenever another spirit enters a battlefield under your control, Mausoleum Wanderer gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Sacrifice it. Counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays X, where X is Mausoleum Wanderer's power. Not bad. And another Graph Rats. Okay. I'm terribly sorry about this focus, guys. I don't know what to do about it. I'm probably gonna need a new desk and a better camera. Note to self, don't buy a Logitech anymore. And don't use phones. I don't know what else to do. But Repel the Abominable is our first uncommon in this one. Shreds of Sanity, Faith Unbroken, and Harmless Offering. This is a nifty card, but I don't know what good it can do. 3 casting cost sorcery. Target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. I mean, it's not bad. And Cryptolith Fragment is our transform. 3 casting cost artifact. Here's a battlefield tapped. Tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Each player loses 1 life. That's not bad at all. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player has 10 or less life. Transform it into Aurora of Emrakul. Flying Death Touch. Whenever Aurora of Emrakul attacks, each opponent loses 3 life. Pretty good. Okay, first uncommon of this pack, Unsubstantiate, Drownyard Behemoth, Vampire Cutthroat, and our rare is Selfless Spirit. 2 casting cost 2/1 flying, sacrifice Selfless Spirit, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Kessig Prowler is our transform, and we have a Hollow Field Creeper. 2 casting cost 2/1 artifact creature. Okay. Well, here's to hoping that the last several packs give us an Emrakul or something. Okay. Our first uncommon, Rise from the Grave, Give No Ground, Incendiary Flow, and our rare is Crypt Breaker. 1 casting cost for 1/1 zombie. Pay 2 and tap, discard a card, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield. Tap 3 untapped zombies you control. You draw a card and you lose a life. Not bad. Another Curious Homunculus. I think we've got... Wow. We've still got like 12 packs to go. So that's awesome. Alright. And our first uncommon, Campaign of Vengeance, Thirsting Axe, Give No Ground, and our rare is Distended Mindbender. This is a good one. 8 casting costs for 5/5 with a merge cost of 7. When you cast Distended Mindbender, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose from it... oh, there we go. I can't adjust that. I could have fixed this a long time ago. I'm sorry. When you cast Distended Mindbender, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose from it a non-land card with convert mana cost 3 or less, and a card with convert mana cost 4 or greater. That player discards those cards. Awesome. Another Midnight Scavengers. And another transform card that I don't understand why it does that. Handwire Battlements, or however you say it. Land, tap to add 1 colorless. Pay 1 red and tap. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. And pay 5 and tap. If you both own and control Handwire Battlements and a creature named Handwire Garrison, exile them and meld them into Handwire the Writhing Township. And also, really awesome art there. I love that. Okay, now that I know that I can permanently fix this focus issue, because I didn't realize I could tap my phone screen to adjust the focus. I should have thought of that earlier. I'm a terrible person. No, really though. But future videos will be better now that I know what I'm doing. Okay, Mockery of Nature is our first uncommon. Noose Constrictor, Give No Ground, and our rare is another Stitcher's Graft. Our transform card is Tangleclaw Werewolf. 4 casting costs 2/4. Tangleclaw Werewolf can block an additional creature each combat. Pay 7 to transform it into Fibrous Entangler. Vigilance 4/6. Fibrous Entangler must be blocked if able. Fibrous Entangler can block an additional creature each combat. That's cool. Have I mentioned that I'm not disappointed with this box? Because it keeps getting better. Of course, I'm not getting all the mythics I want quite yet, but I mean, I can always just go buy Emrakul. Alright. Our first uncommon, Fearblade Vampire. Another Nebelgast Herald. Courageous Outrider. And our rare, is Assemble Alphas. 5 casting cost, 5/5 creature. Whenever assembled alphas blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, it deals 3 damage to that creature and 3 damage to that creature's controller. Awesome card. And another Graph Rats. And another we got Hanwire Garrison. Okay. See, another one of those goofy give you an extra card packs that's not a holo. Anyway, 3 casting cost, 2/3. Whenever Hanwire Garrison attacks, put 2 1/1 red human creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. That in and of itself is an amazing card. And then, of course, Hanwire Writhing Township. 7/4 Trample Haste. Whenever it attacks, put 2 3/2 colorless Eldrazi creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. So it just goes from awesome to even better. I can't complain about these cards. And we're almost to the end of this, and still no other new mythics. So, I was hoping for at least a couple more by now. There we go. Okay, our first uncommon, Whispers of Emrakul. Ride Down. Drogskull Shieldmate. And Ulvenwald Observer. 6 casting cost, 6/6. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 greater dies, draw a card. I think I actually got this toward the beginning, but. And another Shrill Howler. Okay. Next uncommon, Savage Alliance. Abundant Maw. Mercurial Geist. And our rare is Sanctifier of Souls. 4 casting cost, 2/3. When another creature enters a battlefield under your control, Sanctifier of Souls gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Exile a creature for 3 mana from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Not a bad card. Our transform, another Cryptolith Fragment. And we got Bold Impaler as our holo. Not bad. Still hoping for a couple more mythics here, but it's not looking likely. We'll see. Alright. Next pack, our first uncommon is Fortune's Favor. Geist-Fueled Scarecrow. Liliana's Elite. And our rare is Coax from the Blind Eternities. 3 casting cost sorcery. You may choose an Eldrazi card you own from outside the game or in exile. Reveal that card, put it into your hand. That's a little overpowered if you ask me, considering it's cheaper than using a Demonic Tutor. Like, really? Okay, our transform card, Extricator of Sin. 3 casting cost, 0/3, Human Cleric. When Extricator of Sin enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield. Delirium at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, transform Extricator of Sin into Extricator of Flesh. Eldrazi you control have Vigilance. 2 and tap. Sacrifice a non-Eldrazi creature. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror onto the battlefield. And it's a 3/5. Not a bad card at all. Alright. Our next uncommon, Blood Mist. Drogskull Shieldmate. Mercurial Geist. And our rare is Eldritch Evolution. 3 casting cost sorcery as an additional cost to cast Eldritch Evolution, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card with confirmed mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the creature's sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library, exile Eldritch Evolution. Our transform, another Extricator of Sin. And we got another extra, and thank God, it's Bruna the Fading Light. When you cast Bruna the Fading Light, you may turn an angel or human creature token. I can't even talk anymore. Angel or human creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, Flying Vigilance 5/7. That's awesome. Still hoping for more mythics here. We got 6 more packs, I believe. Yeah, 6 more packs. Alright, our first uncommon for this one, Long Road Home, Liliana's Elite, Lashweed Lurker, And Summary Dismissal. 4 casting cost, instant. Exile all other spells and counter all abilities. That's okay. A little situational, but it's okay. Another Vilden Pack Outcast, and we got a Hollow Chilling Grasp. All the cards I wanted except for Emrakul so far. Our first uncommon is Peace of Mind, Gnarlwood Dryad, Ride Down, and Imprison in the Moon. 3 casting cost enchantment. Enchant creature, land, or planeswalker. Enchant permanent is a colorless land with tap, add a colorless mana to your mana pool, and loses all other card types and abilities. Not bad. Another Ulvenwald Captive is our transform card. Okay. Almost the end here. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm not going to get any more mythics. Because if so, that's only 4 mythics out of the box. Which, it happens, but I was hoping for a little better. Okay. Blessed Alliance. Shreds of Sanity. Incendiary Flow. And thank God we got it. Emrakul, the Promised End. 13 casting costs, 13/13. Goes perfectly well with Triskaidekaphobia, just in numbers. Emrakul, the Promised End, costs 1 less to cast for each card type among cards in your graveyard. When you cast Emrakul, you gain control of target opponents. Hold on. That's a little better. Anyway, you gain control of target opponent during that player's next turn. After that, that player takes an extra turn. Flying, Trample, and Protection from instants. So, yay, we got one of the cards I was hoping to get. And now I believe that's all of them. I was really excited about. Anyway, our Transform is Ulvenwald Captive. And we got Hollow Cryptolith Fragment. So, all in all, this is basically the box I was hoping to get. No complaints. Now, let's just hope that anything else we get in these last 3 packs sweetens the deal. Anyway, our first uncommon, Prying Questions. Second, Drownyard Behemoth. Third, Hamlet Captain. And fourth, Newscraft Mob. 4 casting cost, 0/0. When it enters a battlefield, put 5 1/1 counters on it. Whenever a player casts a spell, remove a 1/1 counter from Newscraft Mob. If you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Not bad at all. And our transform is Conduit of Storms. And, okay, looked like we had a hollow in there for a second. Alright. Second to last pack. And the cards are flying everywhere. Anyway, our first uncommon, Slayer's Cleaver, Morn Willow, Weaver of Lightning, and Lupin Prototype. This is a weird one. 2 casting cost, 5/5. Lupin Prototype can't attack or block unless a player has no cards in hand. And Vilden Pack Outcast. Last pack. Come on, one more mythic. Just one more. Get me to 7. Get me to 7. It's probably not going to happen, but you never know. Okay. First uncommon, Abandon Reason, Emrakul's Influence, Scour the Laboratory, and Spell Queller is our rare. 3 casting cost, 3/3, Flash Flying. When Spell Queller enters the battlefield, exile target spell, convert mana cost 4 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner may cast it without paying its mana cost. Graph Rats is our transform, and we got Otherworldly Outburst as our hollow. So, all in all, we did pretty good today. We got Emrakul, Gisela the Broken Blade, Tree of Perdition, Liliana the Last Hope, and we also got Iskana Graph Widow, and we got Nahiri's Wrath. So, 6 mythics, we did really good. We got a lot of the ones that I wanted to get, and also a lot of the rares and uncommons I was hoping to get. So, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe down below, and any comments of anything else you'd like to see me do. And as always, I almost copied Markiplier for a second. Anyway, thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time.